were authorities given this second video that's dated June 28th, 2018. Black satanic mirror. They're in the back of a truck. And they have a third child with them. Are they aware of this video, as they should be? Did the detective show this video to anyone in any other departments? Because he should have. This video was discovered in 2021. I found it going back through all of my stuff, looking for additional case information. And back in 2018, I didn't have the skill that I have now with bringing a picture into focus. When I saw the video, I knew right away we have a second video of the black satanic mirror and a third child. The video was on my Facebook page. The post was dated June 28th, 2018, a year prior to the other video. This one has an Arlo stamp in the right-hand corner, which gives this video a significant amount of validity, and it is a very shiny piece of evidence. And if you go through it, you can start to see it's got that pastel night vision gray that is indicative of the Arlo cameras. That's what they do. My lights are shut off. If you notice, this is my car tire right here. It is way down the driveway. I never park way down there. They moved my car. They're in the back of a truck. And notice that there is nothing on that roof. And it's stamped all the way through with the Arlo stamp. Now back then, with Arlo, if you downloaded a video from your dashboard directly to social media, they would stamp it in the right-hand corner like this. But if you download directly to your computer, it doesn't stamp. There's no stamp in the corner. And what you'll find is that between the videos, you're going to see the same type of gray night vision as this one. It's just they're both Arlo videos. Both of them are valid and both of them are real. So Facebook, here's a Facebook. Facebook picked this thumbnail for the video from that video. So it's a frame from the video and they put it as the thumbnail, not me. Notice it's that pastel gray. Notice there's nothing on the roof. And the camera is going off and it's saying person. It did recognition and the recognition was person. So there has to be motion out there and then they say person. And then they recognized it as the motion as person. So if I take this picture and I start to bring it into focus because it's night vision and they do this. You're never going to get a colored HD during the day video. They'll never do that. They only do it at night when it's darkest, before full moon or before a new moon. And they're shutting off all the lights to make it as dark as possible. And they do it when it's weathering. So here I'm bringing the picture into focus. You can start to see a face here, one here. You can start to see over here. And then the worst of it is you start to see a small face, a small figure right here. So I do QA processes. I'm going to leave this picture here just for a moment. My computer is old and it needs to be updated. And when I screen record, there's a delayed resolution, like a lag in the resolution. So it takes a minute, it takes a second for the next screen to come into focus, but it's because of my computer has a delayed resolution. I have posted these pictures publicly. They're coming from that video. Here's another one. This is where I'm bringing it more into focus and getting more detail. If you take this and you put this on a big screen TV, like I look at this on a computer, not a tablet, not a phone. And then I'll even at times will take my computer and plug it into a big screen TV. And what it will do is it will enlarge the picture, but it doesn't blur it. So now that we're clearing that up, you know, you can look at this on a big screen TV and look at that picture and digest that. And I'm using just basic stuff. And I have the right to do this. I have the right to do this. I have the right to bring this into focus, and I have the right to report this. Just like the other video, and then also a picture and other evidence. And here, where it looks like it's the same thing, you'll see that throughout. A lot of the evidence is they will put the hand on a victim's head. This is possibly a third child. Was this reported to any other department? We have an issue, and I keep telling authorities, these videos, I have a hard time sending them via email. Some of them they won't even upload. They're too large, or they won't take it. And even ones that pieces or parts that I have, I don't get responses back from authority. I don't even know if they get them. So I started using my personal Facebook page to data dump all these videos and all this information, case information. And that video is on that personal page. That child could be a child missing from somewhere else in the USA. This is potentially three children that are in imminent life-threatening danger. And how many years has this been now? And who has caused it? Look at it. This one on the left is the thumbnail for validity reasons, and I had, took just a snippet of it, and then I was able to find it right around the 4 mark. There's the Ayla stamp in the right hand corner. Here is a Ayla. This is a snippet from an Ayla camera of a predator in Kansas. This video was taken in Kansas. And the Kansas Police Department was able to recognize, identify, track, charge, and arrest that man from just that. From just that, Kansas was able to do that. Are you sitting down? This is the video that's posted on my Stop Maine Predators Facebook page. This is the only one that I have released. For good reason. This video was sharpened by a professional. I'm going to grab one. This is the original raw video. And the actual date, I got evidence that it's actually 4/20/2019, around 1:30 in the morning. It does not have an Ayla stamp in the corner because it was downloaded directly to my computer. But this is the gray type again with the night vision Ayla. The porch lights are off. He's 8 foot high. He's in the back of a truck. And they intentionally left me this video. There were other videos also from that night. And they intentionally left me the video. And that right there is a black satanic mirror. And I have had the help of professionals, by the way. And we identified that man is Jim Talbot. And all through that video, see, it goes all through that video. And that video is another child. In that, I will not put this public because the images on that mirror can be brought into focus easily. And I don't want anybody messing with that because it's very sensitive information to the victims. But in that video, and this one from this date, is a child. And we believe that child, from everything we've been able to identify, go through that, and even identify other predators from that mirror. Their images in the mirror match other men that are involved. Look at the roof. That is a camera on the roof pointed at my bedroom window. They drugged me. They didn't get me one. They drugged me while I was sleeping, and they attacked me and my pets. Why is there no warrant for that video? The video that these guys have when they're being identified. It will show exactly who that child is, but it will also show everyone else that's involved with that. So there must be somebody involved who has a whole lot of power, because they've been stopping me and stepping all over me and pushing me around pretty bad. Especially with all the evidence that I have. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. So this is the raw video. I will not post that publicly. I sent it out to a professional. He sharpened it, and I think he did some noise reduction with it. And then here's the video. And when he did that, there's a lot of information that you can't get on that mirror. It kind of blurs it out. So this is the one that's public on the Stop Maine Predators page. This is the one that's public on the Twitter pages. It's the same exact video, except it was sent out for sharpening. We sharpened it to a professional. And that has been identified as Jim Talbot. So I sent the video back out to see if we could get any more additional information, and had it changed to night vision. And then images on that mirror actually start to come out. You can actually see in some spots there's additional images in the mirror that you can pick up on. And so that's actually my cat. And the guy right back here, he's got a hold of my cat. And they attacked my pets too. And that man is Jim Talbot. And the video date is 2019. Today is June 2023, and he still has not been charged. They intentionally left me this evidence so that I, as a victim, would have to figure out and see what they did to me. And there's more evidence on my personal page. They already knew that the Clinton Police Department would cover for them. They already knew. To leave me that evidence, they already knew. I realized that later. But that video will not be put public. Most people are used to seeing either HD colored, I get that, or night video with a light. You're never going to have that with these predators, because they always do it when it's darkest, and they make it as dark as the area darker, shutting off lights. That right there is the light from the Arlo camera. They actually moved my Arlo camera to the left because they wanted me to see that that's a camera. They wanted me to know that they videotaped what they did. There's evidence in this video that they're also using a selfie stick. And to this day, there's no warrant to get the videos that these predators have. And those videos that they have are not only going to show a whole lot of other victims, they're going to show who those kids are, and they're also going to show who else is involved, including Johns. So you must have some pretty powerful Johns involved, because it's been 4 years. There is forensic ability that could probably do better than I can. This is forensic. Look how dark that picture is. That right there is the same picture. Look how pixelated that is, and look how they're actually bringing it into focus as well as color. Look at that. Here's another one. It's a dark picture of the car, and they got the license plate number. See, they could go back, a forensic, and they could probably even get the license plate number. They could probably go in here and get the license plate number on these videos. They might be able to do that in a frame or two. Susan Collins managed to get $11 million sent to the state of Maine a couple years ago to fight crime. $11 million to fight crime in Maine. And it has been 4 years. 4 years. And there's more evidence on that personal page. I've been data dumping it. Yep. I made many, many reports. And when this happened here, there were truck tracks that came down to my property from Jim Talbot's property and went back up to his property. And my house, my chimney on my roof was also shot with a gun. 2 shots. Shook my whole house. It was on a different day. It was after this. I had DeLuca, Officer DeLuca at the Clinton Police Department is out there on my property. I'm complaining to him about this. He refuses to allow me to make a report. I showed him the bullet holes and that my house was shot. He refused to allow me to make a report. He refused to take pictures with his body cam, and he refused to record it with his body camera. I'm standing in my driveway complaining to him about why he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he just completely just says nothing to me, just walks away, gets in his car and leaves. At a later date, I kept complaining to Officer DeLuca that I wanted this case to go to the DA's office. He tells me no. He tells me that they decide what cases go to the DA's office. I get forensic involved, forensic artist, and she gets involved, and she's matching it up to Jim Talbot. And then DeLuca says they won't accept it. It has to be somebody that forensic that works in the state of Maine. I find out in 2023 that there is no forensic sketch artist that works for the state of Maine. It was all lies to cover this case up. They knew to start covering this case up and covering, not taking evidence and not allowing me to make a report right away. Chief Bell. Chief Bell, when I was reporting to him, he said I started really complaining. He said he's going to get his personal friend Trooper Bronson involved. And anybody who knows this case, if you go to the Stop Maine Predators Facebook page and scroll down, you can listen to that recording yourself. Told me that any more information, give it to him in a different conversation. So send him all the, so as I'm finding case information, I'm sending it to him and I'm complaining. And then I started realizing, and then I found evidence of Ayla Reynolds that led back to Ayla Reynolds. I follow up with Chief Bell. He tells me in a message, you can read it on the Facebook page, Stop Maine Predators Facebook page. He says to me that the state police are involved. They're going to be doing interviews. He's talking for the state police. I'm believing him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Months and months later, I follow up with him, and he tells me in an email they never opened a case because he didn't have probable cause. It was all a huge lie. Trooper Bronson's supervisor. Trooper told me Trooper Bronson works traffic and he didn't know anything about him being involved with any case with Chief Bell. I repeatedly was calling the FBI and they were hanging up on me. I was calling the Sheriff's Department. Prior to that, I think in 2019, I was calling the sheriff's department about being heavily stalked. Nobody would do anything. Everybody's lying. Chief Bell, I later learned, is actually talking and speaking for the state police. And for a while there, I actually believed him. I actually believed when he said they didn't have probable cause to open a case. I was actually believing him for a little while. Kept calling the FBI. Finally, if Chief Bell is saying that the state police were involved, and I'm telling him Ayla Reynolds, and that there's, then, I'm under the belief that he's telling me he sent him the information. I'm under the belief that he's obviously going to pass this on to anybody working on Ayla Reynolds' case. Turns out it was never true. He never did. It was all a big lie. And in 2021, I did try to call someone who worked on the Reynolds case. The phone got disconnected. I managed to call through to the DA's office, and I got a hold of a detective named Mark Fortin. I told him a little bit about what was going on, and I gave him my login information to that personal Facebook page, and I kept saying I keep telling him that's where I'm data dumping all of it, especially if something happens to me, because they're gonna kill me. Numerous attempted break-ins. I've got some really severe death threats on me right now. I've totally lost everything. I'm self-isolating, to protect my family. I've had threats on my own family. In the meantime, they're not doing nothing as far as I know. Detective Fortin showed up at my house shortly after with a police officer from the Clinton Police Department, Officer Leathers. And I told him straight to his face, Ayla Reynolds. There's evidence of Ayla Reynolds. This case leads back, and it leads back to Ayla Reynolds. They go down to the Clinton Police Department. Officer Leathers called me from the Clinton Police Department, and he said, "What is your login information?" And I gave it to him. And I told Officer Leathers, there is information. I only want Mark Fortin having that information. I don't want anyone else at the Clinton Police Department seeing that information. Because I believe that it looks like it is a police officer that is involved. And I didn't say, but of course at that time I'm knowing and thinking Chief Bell is not acting right. And Chief Bell he's giving all the information to Trooper Bronson before. He's leaking it. He's leaking it to Trooper Bronson. He's leaking it to bad people, is what he's doing. And that is Jim Talbot. And they videotaped it. Is that video an insurance policy? That's what it looks like to me. The video, who's on the video has got some power, and it's an insurance policy, and the Clinton PD was doing everything they could to cover this up. I made a couple attempts to recontact Mark Fortin and follow up with Mark Fortin. As I told Officer Leathers on the phone, if you have questions or whatever, he needs to contact me, and we need to go over some of this. To this date, there is not one person in authority in any department in the state of Maine that has given me an hour of their time to be able to go in, and I'll show you where this is coming from, the video. I am not going to post publicly sensitive information about a child like that, because the picture is too sensitive. It's much more detailed. I'm not going, this is like at the point where I've got to post this stuff publicly, because then I can walk away and say, look, hey, I'm posting it publicly now. You guys have got to be seeing this. So the thing is that Officer Leathers and Mark Fortin should have seen this second video. And I hope they should have seen this second video. And they should have seen these pictures, and these pictures are also on that page where you just go through, and I'm just bringing them into focus. And there's forensic that could do way better than I could. And I have every right to do that, and I have every right to complain, and I have every right to report that. This is very, very serious. And what has happened to those children over the last 3-4 years that I keep screaming down here about they've got kids with them? You can't, there's that, the mirror should be considered a deadly weapon. They left me those to figure this out and find that. To find all of it. And I have every right to report that. And authorities should be doing something about this. I got no response from Mark Fortin. I got some woman from the DA's office called me back, and she said, this was in 2023. We're in 2023 now, right? She says that Mark Fortin is sending the case back to Chief Bell. So, of course, I'm about to have a meltdown, right? I'm just like, wow. Just friggin' wow. You're sending it back into that slime ball's hands, who's already been trying to cover this up. Nobody's listening. So, I got the strength again, you know, called up, the FBI's hanging up on me again, you know. And I called over and I asked to speak with the detective. Is there a detective? Who is the detective? Is there one? You know, who is working on the Ayla Reynolds case? So I told him additional information that nobody knows about because nobody's following up with me. And I'm not putting it on the personal page because apparently it's all getting linked to Chief Bell. Chief Bell's leaking it. And this is just really sad. Nobody's taking my statement. Nobody can deny these videos, especially with the video that's time-stamped. It's got the Arlo stamp on it. Nobody is arguing that my work is not right, and you can do it yourself. And there's forensic that could do better than me. This should be enough. Did this video go to the major crime unit? Did the Mark Fortin bring this video and show this to the detective working on Ayla Reynolds' case? Because when I talked with him in 2023, it was as if he knew nothing and said he was going to go talk with Mark Fortin. And now I keep trying to follow up with him, and I told him there's more, and there's still more. There's still more that I won't post on the personal Facebook page, and I won't say to anybody until I know that there's somebody in this system that I can trust. And it has been 4 years, and what is going, and those poor kids are suffering. Those poor kids are suffering. Look at it. You think I have lost everything because of this, and I don't even care. I just keep looking and I said, why did he not bring that video? Why? They would have seen this video. They would have had to have seen this video on the page along with the rest of the information. Why did you not bring it? He didn't give it to anyone. He didn't tell anyone. And there's more on my personal Facebook page. That you can't. And I've been fighting this gang off all by myself for all this time. I don't know about anybody else, but I am absolutely devastated that there's evidence that this little child, as well as these 2 other children, are in such horrific danger. And there's not one person in authority in this state that will give me an hour of their time to digest what's going on here. I wonder if those children are even alive right now. You cannot make this up. You can't. You send the case back to Chief Bell. So, for those of you who don't know, let me tell you what Chief Bell has done to me. Okay? Chief Bell has lied to me and said he's getting Trooper Bronson involved. Trooper Bronson started following me around without a warrant, harassing me and terrorizing me on the highway. February 2020. Another time, Officer DeLuca, February 2020. He sends Officer Smith to my house, who harasses and gives me a hard time. That's on video. Another time, he sends Officer Mayo to the house, and Officer Mayo says, "No, we don't have any of that." "Yes, you do have it. They had enough. They had that video from 420, and I was sending him everything. He had it." That's a lie. They keep trying to cover this case up. Chief Bell then lies to Crisis and Counseling, and he tells this Jasmine chick that I'm going to commit suicide. So she comes to my house treating me as if like I'm going to commit suicide, and she was absolutely horrific, harassing me at my house, which is on video on the page as well. I never ever said I would commit suicide. It's almost like Chief Bell was trying to make my demise for this gang, setting me up that I was suicidal when I never was. I literally was like lifting the hair on my skin because I knew what Chief Bell was doing in that moment. He keeps sending and harassing people and sending them to hurt me at my house. And then when that wasn't enough, he went and got an attorney, gave out my email address for an attorney to try to bully me, to shut me up. And then he lawyered up. And if I had a complaint, he won't even respond to the complaint. He just kept sending people after people after people to my house to harass me and follow me and harass me. And it went on. I didn't even know, I winded up having to put a rope across my driveway to stop because I put it there to stop anyone else that Chief Bell might send to my house to harass me until I could get out of there. That's how bad he lied about Trooper Bronson. He was not supposed to be involved. That was a big lie. He was speaking for the state police, which I thought would also include whoever's working on the Ayla Reynolds case. I mean, how am I supposed to? I call the FBI, they hang up on me, and I think it might be because the system might be centralized, and what Chief Bell's using and abusing the system to stop other departments from getting involved. He stopped me from going to the state police because he said that the state police were involved, and they weren't. It was all a big lie. He was covering this case up, and he gave these predators time. We're giving them time to delete, destroy, scrub, and I believe they moved the children. That's what Chief Bell did. I am convinced that there's Badge involved with not only knowing that Ayla Reynolds is alive, but also where she was all that time. And they probably may even know where she still is right now. There's Badge involved.